Are you looking to become a professional athlete, or are you a professional athlete that may need to step up your game? Today, I want to talk 5 truths about becoming a professional athlete that you should consider as you evolve your career. And stay tuned towards the middle of this video, and we will give you some very helpful tips on how you can be a step above the rest as you advance through your rankings. Hey, if you don't know me, I'm Zach, where every Tuesdays and Thursdays, we bring you fresh ideas on business in the athletic world. I'd love for you to leave a comment below and let us know, what is the most difficult thing for you on being an athlete? Now, let's jump right into the video. So, I don't care if you're a high school athlete, you're a college athlete, professional, or even retired. The sports journey can take a huge toll on you and your mindset. So today I want to go through the most common pain points of becoming a professional athlete that you can utilize to help you grow as a person and as an athlete. I want to start this off with the physical and mental wear and tear you have on yourself and your body as you continue to evolve as an athlete. Hence why you do a lot of 1 to 2 day workout regimes and going to physical therapists, going to chiropractors, and stretching on a reoccurring basis. Now, as you evolve your career and push yourself to becoming a professional athlete, or if you're a professional athlete right now and you already have seen that wear and tear happen on your body, that just doesn't affect you physically, it affects you mentally as well. If you are in that process of becoming a professional athlete, you really need to put some truth on yourself and understand that you're gonna have a lot of injuries that you may have to work through. I would recommend that you just don't ignore that. Don't ignore the possibility that you could have this physical wear and tear on your body, and continue to meditate, continue to work out, and try just to be the best that you can be. No matter what you do, you're always going to have to worry about this situation. And so just taking care of yourself and eating right and keeping that mental space in your head in good balance is really going to help you get past some of those more difficult times as you continue to persevere in becoming a professional athlete. With the evolvance of NIL coming out, name, image, and likeness, a lot of athletes are starting to really think about how they can make money before they become a professional. And one of the real things that I see a lot of athletes not taking advantage of is the importance of finding a degree that benefits you outside the game. A lot like most college athletes, you can get really stressed about what degree you want. You may not understand what kind of degree you want to get into. You may just be really focusing on getting that degree so you can focus on the sport itself. But I highly encourage you not to think that way. You are special, and whatever you continue to do outside the game after the sport is going to really balance what you're doing inside the sport. So what I mean by that is, if you have a real big passion for science, you could easily build a story revolving around your science and your playing career and combine that into one overall idea past your playing days in the league. Not just that, but if you don't really determine what you want to do early, and yes, that will evolve, but if you don't really determine what you're going to do outside the game beforehand, you're going to be in shock when you finally retire and you feel like you're going backwards to try to figure out what you want to do. So the truth of it is that you really need to focus in college in just that, in the degree that you're specializing in, so you could take advantage of that outside the game. Now, back to nil. With the ever-growing change of high school athletes and college athletes able to get sponsorship deals earlier on in their career, you need to start thinking about branding yourself early. What does that mean? If you are doing both those degrees, you're really finding out what you want to do outside the game, or thinking ahead on what you want to do post-professional athlete career, you can start evolving who you are as a person and evolving yourself who you are as a possible business earlier on. And the reason I say this is because you, as a person, have a story. You're going to have a story that a lot of other individuals want to hear, want to listen to. So really start to think about you as a person and how you can evolve both your passions together and how you can combine them into an overall personal brand as you continue to evolve outside the game. Now, this is an important one. A lot of athletes don't think of themselves as a business. Time span in sports, no matter what sport you're in, is short. It has an average time span of around 3 to 4 years due to injuries, due to cuts, due to moving in teams. There's so much that goes behind going into becoming a professional athlete that you need to start looking at yourself. Look at yourself as a business. That's how a lot of the major athletes out there, even the semi-professional athletes, tend to make a career outside of the sport, is they start to think of themselves as a business. And with that said, any sport is going to contract you as a player on the field. So you want to leverage that in-game appearance that you have and utilize that to build a fan base, to start leveraging the other passions you have within the game, to really focus on building something that you have a purpose for, not just in the game, but outside the game, that you can continue to evolve and grow on. And you can't blame the sport. They're a business as well. So just really think about how you can do the best, not just for the team and the teammates you have on the field, but the team that you build outside the game. And lastly, the truth about becoming a professional athlete is there are no excuses for getting injured. There's no excuses for getting cut. There's no excuses for you missing a practice. And with that said, you need to think about the same thing when it comes to growing you and yourself as a brand. There are no excuses. One thing that I hear from a lot of professional athletes that we talk to is, oh, I'm focusing so much on two-a-days. I have to work out from this time, then I have to work out from this time. Oh, and then I have a game. Okay, that's all great and all, but business owners don't have time either. Business owners are busy operating, bringing on team members, letting people go, unfortunately, and other things like actually delivering a product, marketing. And so there's so much there within a business that if you're really looking at providing something outside the game, you need to start time managing a lot more efficiently. Start setting a couple hours at the beginning of your career or even in college that you focus on just posting on social media or improving your writing or improving stuff. Even down to the point of your leadership skills that you evolve during your playing time, you can utilize to start building out an operations team and understanding how building a team that can do some of that offset work for you can help you evolve as an athlete. So again, this is a big one. I don't like to hear excuses. I don't put excuses on myself, and I would recommend that you don't put excuses on yourself and you dedicate a certain time during the day that you can focus on building that brand that you really want. Again, I want to make sure you tackle that subscribe button, give us a like, and hit that notification bell. It does really help the channel. Now, I want to get into a couple of things that they don't tell you when you become a professional athlete that can help you build that personal brand. As you continue to evolve as a college athlete or a professional athlete, it seems like the only barrier to entry that I see is time. A lot of the athletes that we work with just literally don't have the time to do certain things. And that is a pain point that you can really dive into and use to outbeat your competition. And what do I mean by this? We have worked with plenty of businesses. We have worked with multiple of athletes. And what we have seen is that a lot of athletes build that following a lot easier than most businesses do. Most businesses have to pay thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, to market themselves, to start building an audience. With you as an athlete, you have that ability to leverage in-game appearance and what's happening. It's basically free marketing for you as you play on the field, as you have interviews, as you have post-game appearances on the news, things of that nature. And so I want to alliterate again the importance of building your personal brand early, because you have something that a lot of other people don't have, is you have that ability to grow a following and a fan base a lot quicker and leveraging that in-game appearance, like I said. Building that personal brand early will set you up for success in your life after sports. We hear so many sports marketers out there and other people that we have talked to in regards to sports just say, hey, we don't need strategy for the athletes. They just get followers. But if you just did a little bit of strategy, just think about how high you can perform when it comes to building that foundation, building that business for yourself, or building that equity source outside the game. But again, being a great professional athlete doesn't make you automatically a successful business person, but it will open a huge range of additional opportunities for you. See, you being an athlete gives you one thing, that is authority, that ability that people feel special when they talk to you. So you have that authority to start building something and making that difference and building that purpose like you keep thinking about every night as you can't sleep, or as you continue to try to think, what am I going to do? What is my purpose here besides playing professional sports? Overall, as you continue to build your personal brand, that will help you develop skills for your life. I recommend you watch this video above that I go through as I talk about how me developing my personal brand has helped me develop myself. But in short, as you continue to build your personal brand, you're going to start noticing some things, mindset shifts, things that are going to help you become better at certain things. Maybe you don't feel comfortable posting on social media. You're afraid of haters, you're afraid of trolls, things of that nature. But posting on social media about you and your story will help you get to that point that you feel comfortable writing, or you feel more comfortable communicating to an audience or building value for an audience. A pretty common example of this is how a lot of NFL players will go to school for communications in hopes that they can become an announcer or commentator outside the game after they play. Now, I wouldn't 100% recommend doing this. If you want to do this, great, go ahead, get your communications degree. But you will start to notice that there's very limited spots to becoming an announcer. So again, you're kind of looking at a smaller percentage. If you have more purpose in, let's say, animals, or let's say giving back or helping the younger generation, then maybe you should look at a different degree. Maybe you should go back for a marketing degree or a business degree, or maybe communications is great. Maybe you look at a different form of communications. But overall, an example of this is how a lot of NFL players will go back and become commentators. They will go and they work for ESPN, NFL Sports, or sometimes even their local news station. You can even look at some NFL players that become, like Michael Strahan, for instance, that get on The View and they become a TV host. So this is a common thing because you're so used to already being in front of the camera and learning that skill as a personal brand through your playing career. No matter how long your career lasts, make sure you build strong relationships with your fans. But remember that it's more than just sports. It's about you building yourself, brand included. Now, a question for you guys. Who is that athlete that you admire that has grown outside of the game, and why? Please leave a comment down in the section below. Again, make sure to tackle that subscribe button, give us a like, and hit that notification bell. Again, this is Zach helping you build that legacy brand beyond the game.